We're at the Lotto Dstny training camp in Denia in Spain, and we spotted that they've got these lovely new Orbea Time Trial bikes for the 2024 season. We wanted to have a look at one, and we thought who better than the ex-hour world record holder Victor Campenaerts to show us around his new bike. Give us a bit of a tour around the main features of this bike. It's the Orbea Ordu, is that right?
Yeah, indeed, Orbea Ordu. What people love to talk about is a handlebar setup. With Ordu, you can actually do about anything with a handlebar. You have, I think, 10 different holes to screw the handlebars on. Later this training camp, Vision, they will come to make a 3D scan, and it will be one piece handlebar sliding into this in this hole here. So it will be a very clean setup. Now it looks a bit messed up with hiding cables under duct tape. We do also ride the Shimano group set, of course, on this bike. In triathlon, it's quite good of an option to ride the full synchro shift. In road racing, it's more difficult because it's more explosive, and we don't want the chainring in front to shift at a moment that we don't expect it. So I have heaps of buttons installed here that I can shift on my front derailleur, shift on the rear derailleur. And then again, when I'm out of the pedals, I want to shift on my cassette. That's why I have quite a lot of cables going on over here. It will be tucked away nicely in the future.
Back in the day, we used to watch riders like Chris Boardman setting the hour record, and they were virtually sitting on the front wheel. They had a stem that actually went downwards. Now everything's gone up, but convince me why everyone's gone that way and why that's so much faster.
So when I was breaking the hour record, I was quite a bit lower. I think it was 3 centimeters of a difference, which is significant, of course, but you have to train a lot in that position. Because you're more high, you open up the hip angle, it's more close to what you're used to on the road bike, so you can produce good power over a long time. And you want to be idle, but you also want to produce power. Actually, you don't want to be idle, you want to be fast. Yeah. And fast is always a combination of your power output plus your CDA or your aerodynamic setup. I would estimate it's like 8.5 kilograms, something like that. People would say that's heavy, but a time trial bike under 8 kilograms, you don't often see that. For the triathletes, the seat post has, you can go from, I think, 10 centimeters in front of the bracket until 15 centimeters behind. You have all the freedom you can imagine. I always ride with this light. The light also tells me on my Garmin head units when there are cars coming from the back. Also, this one has a small camera inside, and when there's a car recorded, it will also start filming. In a group with 10 riders in your wheel, it will notice the car coming from behind the group.
Wow, that sounds incredibly useful. Talk to me about gear ratios that you use for time trialing, because I think they're extremely important.
Now I have a double setup because I'm training on this bike. I have a 42-58, as I often also use on the road bike. That comes in handy for drivetrain efficiency. You don't want to be in the 11 all the time. And on the faster sections of the time trial, when it's slightly down, wind in the back, you want to be able to keep on pushing without spinning at 120 RPM, because this can kill your rhythm, kill the legs. Often you will see that in fast time trials with not too big of hills, we ride one single chainring. It's more idle, it saves a bit of weight with the front derailleur.
These look like an aero wheel, but maybe you'd have a disc wheel or tri-spoke wheel and other things for different conditions?
Yeah, this is just training wheels. In the races we will ride with a full disc wheel, full disc wheel of course, and in the front we will ride with an 80mm wheel. We might pick a more shallow wheel in front when the wind conditions are difficult. But we will actually always ride a full disc wheel in the back, because actually the more wind there is, especially side wind, it can be very hard to handle, but it's like a sail. It creates a vacuum, and this can really drag you to go very, very fast. Also, when there's no wind, it's a very aero thin disc wheel, but the real advantage is in the sailing effect.
I see on this one you've got a normal bottle cage for training, presumably, where you just carry your hydration and your nutrition on there. I'm assuming you either don't have anything or you have like an aero drink system if you're doing a longer TT.
Yeah. Of course, Orbea made a beautiful setup with a aero bottle that fits in place very, very well. It's not as handy in training, especially on a training camp. We have the soigneurs making the bottles we always use, and that's why we mount a normal bottle cage for training. On training rides with my Ordu, I often ride with a precision fuel and hydration 1 liter bottle. Like this, I can, with only one bottle, cover a 2-hour ride.
I reckon drivetrain efficiency is obviously really important on any bike, but especially on a time trial bike. How do you treat the chain?
Of course, in the hour records or in the important time trials, some years ago I was already on waxed chains, but nowadays I use it always because it is so much better. You have so much less contamination when you touch. It's clean, and still there's no real friction, or there's even less friction than with oil. I would say the main benefit of waxed chains is in the maintenance of the bike, and the drivetrain efficiency is also a gain, but it's marginal.
Yeah, so making your life easier, more sustainability, but also a little bit faster, so it's a no-brainer.
I think everybody everywhere should ride waxed chains. I have the triathlon box underneath. It's an aerodynamic gain, but in UCI we're more limited in what the bike might look like. We can easily take this off. It's only 2 screws. I use this for my spare parts. I have 2 inner tires. I have a toolkit. I have an electronical pump, and I have a piece of baking paper.
A piece of baking paper? Why is that? Making cookies out on the ride?
When it gets suddenly very cold, or I don't know, when I would have a puncture and it's not a super hot ride, you're standing still for some time, I put a baking paper under my jersey. It blocks all the wind and you can fold it up to a very small thing. That's why I always carry the baking paper.
I've never heard that one before, but that is a great idea. Well, thanks for giving us a look around, Victor. It's I think I'm confident in saying this bike's going to go very fast this season.
I hope I will make it very fast.